Hello, my name is Tina Stevick. This is a selected reading assignment for CST 100, Spring 2018, Professor Stefnosky. I will be reading a selection from the book Miss Rumphius, written and illustrated by Barbara Cooney. The author has created a character who loved to sit by her grandfather's knee and hear his stories. Inspired by them, and with childlike determination, she declares, "When I grow up, I too will go to faraway places. When I grow up, I too will live by the sea." Her grandfather tells her this is all well and good, but then gives her a third challenge that shapes who she becomes as she grows up. That challenge was, you must do something to make the world a more beautiful place. I used to love reading this book when my children were little. It's a favorite of mine. The author has beautiful illustrations to go along with the moving story and a timeless message. Life is full of beauty with the people that we meet. Then my great-aunt Alice set out to do 3 things she had told her grandfather she was going to do. She left home and went to live in another city, far from the sea and the salt air. There she worked in a library, dusting books, keeping them in order, and helping people find the ones they wanted. Some of these books told her of faraway places. People called her Miss Rumphius now. Sometimes she went to the conservatory in the middle of the park. When she stepped inside on a wintry day, the warm, moist air wrapped itself around her, and the sweet smell of jasmine filled her nose. "This is almost like a tropical isle," she said. But not quite. So Miss Rumphius went to a real tropical island, where people kept cockatoos and monkeys as pets. She walked on long beaches, picking up beautiful shells. One day she met the Bapa Raja, king of a local fishing village. "You must be tired," he said. "Come into my house and rest." So Miss Rumphius went in, and she met Bapa Raja's wife. The Bapa Raja himself fetched a green coconut and cut a slice off the top so that Miss Rumphius could drink the coconut water inside. Before she left, the Bapa Raja gave her a beautiful mother-of-pearl shell on which he had painted a bird of paradise and the words, "You will always remain in my heart." "You will always remain in mine too," said Miss Rumphius. My great-aunt Alice Rumphius climbed tall mountains where the snow never melted. She went through jungles and deserts. She saw lions playing and kangaroos hopping, and everywhere she made friends she would never forget. Finally, she came to the land of the lotus eaters, and there, getting off of a camel, she hurt her back. "Oh, what a foolish thing to do," said Miss Rumphius. "Well, I certainly have seen faraway places. Maybe it is time to find my place by the sea." And it was, and she did. From the porch of her new house, Miss Rumphius watched the sun come up. She watched it cross the heavens and sparkle on the water, and she saw it set in glory in the evening. She started a little garden among the rocks that surrounded her house, and planted a few seeds in the stony ground. Miss Rumphius was almost perfectly happy. "But there was still one more thing I have to do," she said. "I still have to do something to make the world more beautiful, but what? The world is already pretty nice," she thought, looking out over the ocean. The next spring, Miss Rumphius was not very well. Her back was bothering her again, and she had to stay in bed most of the time. The flowers she had planted the summer before had come up and bloomed in spite of the stony ground. She could see them from her bedroom window, blue, purple, and rose-colored. "Lupines," said Miss Rumphius with satisfaction. "I have always loved lupines the best. I wish I could plant more seeds this summer so that I could still have more flowers next year." But she was not able to. After a long, hard winter, spring came. Miss Rumphius was feeling much better. Now she could take walks again. One afternoon she started to go up and over the hill where she had not been in a very long time. "I don't believe my eyes," she cried when she got to the top. From there on the other side of the hill was a large patch of blue and purple and rose-colored lupines. "It was the wind," she said as she knelt in delight. "It was the wind that brought the seeds for my garden here, and the birds must have helped." Then Miss Rumphius had a wonderful idea. She hurried home and got out her seed catalogs. She sent off to the very best seed house for 5 bushels of lupine seed. All that summer, Miss Rumphius, her pockets full of seeds, wandered over fields and headlands, sowing lupine seeds. She scattered seeds along the highways and down country lanes. She flung handfuls of them around the schoolhouse and back of the church. She tossed them into hollows and along stone walls. Her back didn't hurt her any more. Now some people called her that crazy old lady. The next spring, there were lupines everywhere. Fields and hillsides were covered with blue and purple and rose-colored flowers. They bloomed along the highways and down the lanes. Bright patches lay around the schoolhouse and back of the church. Down in the hollows and the stone walls grew the beautiful flowers. Miss Rumphius had done the third most difficult thing of all.